Yes, let's start today's session. So, in this session, I'm going to discuss uh, introduction of Python. So, what is Python and why Python? What kind of applications we can develop using Python? Exactly where do we use Python? We'll discuss. And if time permit, I'll enter into small programming part also. But before going to start programming, you should aware of Python. Little bit introduction is required, compulsory. So directly we can't enter into coding part of Python programming. And next, I need to explain about these sessions. So in this session, what I'm going to cover. So in these all Python sessions, I'll cover only core Python and advanced Python. Core and advanced Python, I'll cover advanced Python. So this course, core and advanced Python duration is compulsory. 45 days is required. 45 days duration. Every day, every day, 1 hour session. Every day, 1 hour session is there, and it's going to be record complete session. So the same day record, same day only I'm going to send to your Google Drive. Okay, 1 hour is required for every day. Minimum 45 days, maximum 50 days is required for me to complete this core and advanced Python in detail. Okay, sessions will happen from Monday to Saturday. Only Sunday is the holiday. So this is about this session timings and schedule. 45 days to 50 days is required compulsory. Every day, same time it's going to happen session 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. as per Indian Standard Time. And every day the session is going to be takes place 1 hour. And that 1 hour also is completely recorded. At same day, same recorded video I'll send to you, your Google Drive. So no project here. Just I'll take sample project for core Python and advanced Python. If you are going to expect some projects, so after completion of Python, you should join Django framework. So in that Django framework, you can able to expect some projects, because project is nothing but it's a group of pages. Like they will create pages, web pages with the Django framework. I'm saying that exclusively these sessions are belongs to core and advanced Python. Once you complete these 45 days to 50 days sessions with me, then you will become a Python developer. But if you want to do projects or if you want to do some web application development, then I strongly recommend to learn Django also after completion of core and advanced Python. Okay, I'll tell you who should learn only Python, who should learn along with Python Django also. Just give me one side or some time. Okay, I'll tell you clearly. Don't worry. Now this is my part actually. 45 days to 50 days. I'll explain completely core and advanced Python every day 1 hour session. That's record is going to be hand over to you only, along with complete material with clear examples. Okay. Yes. Now let's start today's session. Today I'm going to give some introduction part of Python, because before going to enter into Python programming part, you should aware of that what is Python, where we use exactly Python, what are the important features of Python, what version I'm going to tell you in this sessions. I need to disclose complete information. Let's start with Python. So straightforward question, what is Python? Yes, you're going to learn Python, you should know that what is Python. Generally, Python is a programming language. Python is a programming language. Okay. So what kind of programming language? Okay. Python is a programming language, it's for sure. But what kind of programming language it is? Python is a general purpose. Python is a general purpose programming language. What do we mean by general purpose? General purpose and specific purpose. There are two categories are there. Specific purpose means this can be create only specific kind of applications. Like in our olden days, Fortran, Pascal, COBOL, that was the languages, and that languages were developed only for specific kind of applications like scientific calculations, business applications, or mathematical computing. But nowadays, every programming language is a general purpose that makes sense. Using one programming language, we can able to develop maximum types of application, not a specific application. You can develop any kind of application. That is the meaning of general purpose. Yes, Python is obviously general purpose programming language. Why? Because using Python, we can able to develop lots of applications, not only a specific kind of applications. Next, Python is high level programming language. High level programming language means what, sir? If it is high level programming language, as a Python programmer, you need not to concentrate on low level activities. Like after completion of writing your code as a programmer, you need not to write any separate code for memory management. Memory allocation, deallocation is not required. Okay. Why? Because it's an high level language. High level language means what you know. It's going to be take care internally all memory management and code access security, everything will be take care in such a way that Python was developed completely. So as a programmer, no need to worried about low level activities like memory code, security code, nothing to write from your side. Okay, it's a completely high level programming language. Next, Python is interpreter based programming language. Interpreter, yes, completely it is interpreter. What is interpreter and compiler? I need to explain you. Compiler based programming languages are there like C, C++, Java, C Sharp.NET. These are all compiler based languages. Interpreter based programming languages also there like Python, HTML, HTML, JavaScript, JavaScript. These are all interpreter based. Main difference between interpreter based and compiler based. In compiler based programming languages, whole program at a time it will be check and execute. Suppose we have written 100 lines of code. In C, C++, Java, C Sharp.NET, whole 100 lines of code, it will be checked every time. And if there is no errors, then directly execute. And if there is any number of errors, like 10 errors, 20 errors, 5 errors, that many number of errors, it will be shown in the error list. You might be seen while writing the code in C, C++, Java, and C Sharp.NET. We'll expect some 10 errors, 20 errors like this. Number of errors will be there. But you can see this in Python coding, in Python programming, you never seen like 10 errors, 20 errors, 30 errors. Only at a time you are going to see one error at a time. Why? Because in compiler based programming languages, how many number of lines of code you have written? Whole lines, complete lines of code, it will be checked once and execute. But in interpreted based programming languages like Python, how many number of lines of code you have written, no matter. It's going to be processed and checked line by line. First line it will check. If it is correct, it will move to next line. If that correct, it will move to third line. If something went wrong on third line, then what will happen? Immediately Python interpreter will stop the execution there itself. And that error only on third line, what error you got, that error message only it will display to you. You have to rectify that error and you can move to forward. That's what here line by line execution is happening in Python. Okay, that is what interpreter based. Interpreter means it's going to be checked line by line code and execute. But strictly remember, it doesn't mean that Python don't have any compilation. Yes, it is having compilation. But as a programmer, we are not going to do compile explicitly. Interpreter, internally, it will compile the code. Understand? So don't think so. If it is interpreter, there is no need to compile the code. Yes, compilation is required. But compilation, we are not doing as a programmer. So interpreter will do itself internally. So it is going to check line by line execution. Immediately it will compile and execute that code only. Okay. And next, compiler based languages, after successful compilation, it will produce .exe file. Executable file will be there in this compiler based languages. But in interpreted based language like Python and JavaScript, we don't find out any .exe file. Why? Because the code is executed line by line only. Okay, every line is going to execute separately. And after that execution of that line successfully, it will move to next line. So line by line execution is possible in Python. That's what it is, interpreter based. Compiler based means whole program at a time it will check. The examples of compiler based languages are C, C++, Java, and C#. Examples of interpreter based programming language called Python, HTML, JavaScript, UV scripts, and so on. Shell script, Perl script also there. Next, Python is a general purpose, high level, and interpreted programming language. Next, Python is dynamically typed programming language. Yes, it is very important feature in Python. Dynamically typed programming language. Yes, there are two categories are there again. One is statically typed. These are statically typed programming languages. C, C++, Java, C#, .NET are completely statically typed programming language. And dynamically typed means these are dynamically typed. Dynamically typed. What is statically typed and dynamically typed? Just look at here. If you want to declare a variable, then we have to declare like this, int a equals to 100. This is possible with C, C++, Java, and C#. But this syntax is completely wrong when it comes to Python. So while assigning a value to the variable as a programmer in these programming languages, you should decide what type of value you are assigning to this a. That data type you must and should mention properly. If you mention this data type wrong, then you will get some error, undoubtedly. So that's what before only while declaring the value to the variable, you have to decide the data type of the variable. This is statically typed, means at the time of writing the code only, you should decide for this variable data type. This is statically typed. Dynamically typed means dynamical in the sense running time. So dynamically typed means we will not going to declare like this in Python. It's not required. And you can see we are not going to decide any data type of this variable. In Python, declaration of the variable is this is enough, a equals to 100. That's it. Even it is not required to use semicolon also. It is optional. You need not to use any semicolon. A equals to 100 means it doesn't mean that Python don't support any data types. It's having lot of data types. Only the thing is while declaring variable in Python, you don't specify any data type of the variable. Why? Because Python is dynamically typed programming language. That meaning is at runtime, like dynamically, data type will be decided internally for this a variable. Who will decide? Python itself, it will be decided. As a programmer, you need not to decide data type of this variable. Why? Because it is a dynamically typed programming language. So based on what it will decide, sir, data type? Yes, based on your value. Suppose you can say your value is what? 100. It's an integer type. So Python will decide for a variable int data type. If my value is like this 10.8, it's a float type. Python will decide for a variable float type. If I'm giving like this string, and Python will decide for this a variable string data type. Okay. So later you can easily trace out what type of variable, what type of data type is assigned for this a variable by using type function also. If you want to know for your curiosity, or I want to know which data type is assigned for this variable, then later we can able to type of a means you will be able to clearly get type of a means it's going to be written string type only like this. Okay, but you should not declare like this. I want to declare like this or string a equals to Durga. It's not work out. It's syntactically it is error in Python. Okay, so Python is dynamically typed programming language, means while declaring a variable, you need not to specify any data type of the variable. Why? Because based on the value, data type will be decided internally in Python. It's a dynamically typed programming language. So a programmer point of view, it is very good. Why? Because you need not to think much more about data types. Only you just focus on your values, what value you want assigned to which variable, you can assign it, and internally it will take care of data type. No need to worry about that. But in other languages like C, C++, Java, you must and should aware of that. You have to decide the value of variable and what type of value you are going to decide based on that type of value, that type of data type you have to assign that. If you wrong assignment, then it will give wrong. It will give error undoubtedly. So this is dynamically typed and statically typed. You can say that. Okay. Python is completely dynamically typed programming language. Means while declaring a variable in Python programming language, you did not to specify any data type of the variable. Directly, we just focus on our value. So based on the value, data type will decide internally. I'm saying once again, strictly remember, it doesn't mean that Python do not support any data types. Python is having lots of data types. I'll explain you what kind of data types are there in coming sessions. Okay, next. Python is purely case sensitive programming language. Yes, case sensitive programming language. Case sensitive programming language means you should take care of while writing the code in Python. So compulsory cases also. For example, a value 100, 10 I'm giving. I'm trying to print A. It's perfect print. Why? Because you declare A variable 10, so we are printing A. But for example, if you try to access like print A capital, so it will not work out. Case is wrong because you define one way, but you are trying to access in other way. So it's not correct. Understand? So this is case sensitive language that makes sense in Python programming language. What the way you declare or define a variable or function or class, anything, no matter it is, but same way you have to try to access. If you are declaring small letter A, but you are trying to access capital letter A, it will not work out. It is not case sensitive. It is case insensitive. So it is not possible here. So Python is a case sensitive programming language, we can say. Okay. So Python is a programming language. Using programming language, generally what we can do as a programmer, we will write some programming part or we will write some coding part for the application development. Our main importance of programming language is to develop some logic, using that logic to develop some application or software. That is the main intention. But you are going to choose a programming language is Python. It's a general purpose, high level interpreter, dynamically typed case sensitive programming language. What is Python means? Next, coming to the point. So why Python? Okay, why Python? Because we have already existed languages are there, very good enough languages like C, C++, Java, C Sharp.NET. Even apart from C, C++, we can say Java and C Sharp.NET is most powerful languages still that people are using in industry. Then why Pythons are again? Okay, what is the advantages when we go for Python? Okay, where we can use exactly Python? Why the people are going to be choose Python language right nowadays as a trending language and most offered language nowadays? Okay, why it is? I'll tell the reasons actually. What are the main reasons behind this? One reason for sure that most of the people student point of view, I'm thinking like student how the students will think. They feel that Python is very simple programming language compared to other programming language. Yes, 100% I'll agree with that. Whatever you are thinking, that's fine completely. But that is not only main reason to become a Python is powerful nowadays. Okay, it doesn't mean that Python is easy to compare to other languages. That's what people are going to choose Python language to develop the application. It's not correct. Yes, I'll agree with this statement. Undoubtedly, whenever you started comparing with other programming languages like C, C++, Java, even in the syntactical way, even in the structured way, or even in the logical way, or even in the count of number of lines of code, comparison to other languages, undoubtedly Python script is very simple. Everybody can able to understand and everybody can able to survive using Python. I can say that as my experience, I'm saying to learn Python, no prerequisites are required. Nothing to worry. Okay, people are thinking like that, sir. I want to become a Python programmer. I'm going to start learn Python, but is that required to learn C, C++ or some other things? No, undoubtedly no. If we have already the knowledge of C, C++ or something, it's okay, no problem. But if you don't have the knowledge also, that's very fine. Yes, that's very fine. So the person who don't know any language fundamentals previously, then that person, there is a lot of scope to become a good programmer in Python. Why? Because, the reason is Python is completely different scenario. You will never expect some scenarios in previous languages, what we have seen. It is completely different. So that's what you learn from basics. Then you will become perfect in Python, undoubtedly. But those who know already the syntactical things like C, C++, Java, for them also it's good. But unnecessarily the confusion will create. How the syntax is like that in Java, like in other languages, but why it is like this? There's questions will be raised. But no matter it is, so I'm saying that straightforward. No need to have the basic knowledge in any programming language to learn Python. Straight away, you just come and learn and get a job. That's it. No matter it is. So Python, why means to develop some applications. So why Python is required? What is the main reason I want to tell you now? I can see this. Whenever we install Python software, okay, we will get huge standard libraries. You will get lot of libraries. You may get doubt again. Or even when we go for Java installation, even when we go for .NET installation, that don't have any libraries or that don't have any uh, uh, huge standard libraries. Yes, it is having, but that much of not, undoubtedly. So once we install Python software, you will have plenty of libraries which will come automatically. But that plenty of libraries also not related to one sort of application. It's related to different sort of applications. Like desktop application libraries will come, web applications libraries will come, database kind of application development is possible, network related programming also it's possible. That means that related libraries will come by default. Even gaming applications, if you want to do, that gaming related libraries will come. Even data analysis applications like data scientist, if you want to become a data scientist, that kind of libraries also will come. Even machine learning, artificial intelligence, okay, testing means if you want to write test cases using Python, that testing related libraries also will be there. So if you choose any aspect, any domain, any area, undoubtedly Python will provide full-fledged libraries. What is library? It's a group of classes. Who implement these libraries? Already Python programmers was implement these libraries. They are giving with installation package. Once we install Python software, you'll get this plenty of libraries, no matter what kind of developer you are. Are you a gaming developer? Are you a data analysis developer? Are you a network engineer? You can easily use Python script in your cases, undoubtedly, because that kind of plenty of libraries are there. That is the major advantage of Python. Why not other? Why Python means this is the reason only. Once we install Python software, we'll get plenty of libraries, which is related to different cases, different platforms, not only in only one kind of category of application. That's what I say. Python is a general purpose application. It's not specific purpose. General purpose means using Python, we can develop any kind of application is possible. Okay, so why Python means Python is used to develop an application, and compared to other programming languages, Python syntax is very simple and less number of lines code we can able to write compared to other language. Less number of lines of code and more operations. But in other languages, more lines of code, more operations. You can think once. That's simple actually here. Okay, easily we can able to finish the task in Python. That is what we can say that. I'll just comparison purpose. I'm taking one simple example. How Python is look like very pretty simple. If you want to display something hello in my output screen, you can choose Java or C language or C++ or C sharp.net, no matter. Compulsory, if you go for Java, so first you have to import packages. Okay, so this is the program which I'm using, import packages. After that, we have to go for class name, open bracket. After that, public static void main. And after that, here I'm taking string square bracket. It is a command line argument. Okay, this we have to write. And after the system.out.println, then I need to print hello. Then close it and close it like this. So these many number of lines of code is required to write just for printing hello statement in my computer screen. But why not? Why it is these are required class name, void main method, again method system.out.println. Even if we go for C language also, as include stdioh required instead of packages, and void main is required, print hello world is required or hello required, like this. But in Python, when it comes to like this, directly you can print hello. No main, no class, nothing. Straightforward code it is. Hello, that's enough. So comparatively, Syntactically, structurally, compared to other languages, Python is damn simple and pretty simple. Anybody can become a Python developer. Those who don't know about any language skills, fundamental skills also, I strongly recommend as a fresher, sir, I want to become a programmer. For them, I strongly recommend Python language is the finest language nowadays. Why? Because it's very simple to learn, and even after going to job, then you can able to simply survive also here. Easily you can able to survive using Python. It's very simple to learn. Okay, but only the thing is your focus should be more on this Python. Why? Because it's new syntax. Okay, completely new syntax, and from the basic onwards, if you come regular practice, then it will become very easy, nothing to worry here. Okay, learning Python is very simple and damn simple, I can say that. So Python is used to develop some applications. So what kind of applications we can develop using Python? As I said that using Python we can develop desktop applications. Desktop applications are two kind of applications again now. Okay, one is console based applications. Console based applications. Console based app. Console means completely CUI. CUI means command user interface or character user interface. So these console based application programs are just like C++ programs, like how we are going to deal with command prompt, like giving characters as input and getting characters or output. Only completely you're going to deal with characters. So console based means command user interface or character user interface. There is no design, nothing. Then next we can have under desktop application, we will create some desktop GUI also. GUI. It's graphical user interface. You can deal with some labels, forms, text boxes, buttons, controls will have. Suppose the best example of GUI is you can have the Windows calculator, no? So this kind of applications we can develop using Python GUI also, like gaming applications. These are all product-based applications. Means once we develop console-based applications or desktop GUI applications, once you develop a product, one product, that product we can sell to any number of clients, no problem at all. This is product based application. But using Python we can also develop web applications, sir. Yes, web applications. Web application means what, these also called as distributed distributed or online applications, we can say that. Distributed or online applications. Online, like best example is Facebook, Gmail, online SBI, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank.com. These are the applications, just basic examples. Web applications are distributed applications. But strictly remember here, to develop web applications using Python, you must and should learn Django framework. It's a web development framework. Web development framework. Web development framework. Now here I'm telling you, someone is asking, like, is there any project? Yes. What you're expecting the project, the people will cover in Django framework, web development framework. But I'm saying that this session is completely core and advanced Python. Okay. So means object-oriented programming fundamentals, complete Python programming language, Python programs, Python fundamentals, Python advanced object-oriented programming language rules and regulations will focus on Python coding only, complete core coding, not web development. I strongly recommend to learn web development framework like Django after completion of Python only. Why? Because though we are going to learn Django frameworks or website designing, web application pages we are developing, behind the scenes, the logic code can be written using Python only again. But without Python, you can't go for Django directly. Waste of time. Only using Django, what we can do? We can prepare the website, we can prepare the web pages like that. But behind the scenes, that web pages and website, you have to write logic code. But how the way you are going to write logic code? Again, programming language is required for any logic code. What language you are using? Python. So Python is strongly recommended. Here, two things I need to cover, because most of the people, those who wants to learn Python, there are two category of people will come to learn Python. One category of people is, sir, I want to become complete Python full stack developer or Python developer I want to become. For them, I strongly recommend complete core and advanced Python. After completion of core and advanced Python, okay, I strongly recommend Django web development framework also. Django web development framework also. Mr. Naresh, please wait till the end of the class. I'll tell you. So I said already 45 days to 50 days session is required. Okay. Python class, only core and advanced Python, not Django. Django you should learn later after completion of Python. Okay. So I will not teach Django. So if you want to learn Django, then you have some other faculty will teach. So my part is completely core and advanced Python only. And one category of people, those who wants to become complete full stack development using Python, they must and should learn after completion of Python Django web development. But other category of people, sir, I need only Python script. I need only Python programming knowledge. Why? Because I want to use that Python programming code or Python logic in my some other applications. Someone wants to develop their test cases using Python script. For them, Python is only required. Or else someone wants to become Python data analysis, means that their main role is data analysis and data analytics, data analysis. Compulsory data analysis or data science people must and should learn Python. Even machine learning, if they want to machine learning development, then compulsory they should learn Python. Or if they want to go for artificial intelligence way, then they need Python. Or they want to go for DevOps, development and operations, they need to learn Python. So Python is a very much prerequisite for most of the other technologies. For them, I strongly recommend only Python learning is enough, not Django. Django is not required. I hope you understand that. So depends on your requirement, you have to choose. Okay, unnecessarily you should not go for all the things. So those who wants to become full-fledged development developer using Python, then for them I strongly recommend Python programming language skills and as well as Django skills. And those who want to go for other technologies like data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, DevOps, or else statistical analysis. So their job role is different in their job profession. In that context, they need some Python script. They need Python language where they can use this Python coding into their existing applications. For them, I strongly recommend only Python language is enough. No need to go for Django web development framework. Okay. Yes. And not only this web application or distributor application, using Python, we can develop gaming applications. Yes, gaming applications. And most of the people are going to learn Python for network related programming also. Okay. There are some specific modules are there, NetFico, NetParam. So they're using complete Python script into their networking modules also. Those who want to develop network programming. So most of the network engineers nowadays for automation purpose, they are going to learn Python. Yes, most of the companies also are asking learn Python and implement that into networking code. Previously, most of the networking people was used like C++ basics, router programming, all those things. But nowadays that they are completely moving into Python script. Even some people like testing, like Selenium with the test, C Sharp with Selenium, Java with Selenium. Okay, now Python with Selenium is there. There are lot of modules are available which are related to testing department also. Testing related things also, Python modules are available. So test engineers also they need Python basics, Python script. Why? Because they need to write their test cases using Python language only. For them, Python is required, compulsory. So not only in one aspect, so many aspects Python can be used. So that's what I strongly recommend to learn Python. Once you learn Python, once you get a maximum knowledge on Python, it's not going to be wasted at all in your career. Anyways, anywhere, at any time, or any point of time, it will be helpful a lot for you. So just keep Python programming language in your resume. Undoubtedly, your opportunities will be increased. No doubt at all. Okay. And even most of the cases in real time in nowadays, so those who are going to become a data scientist or those who wants to develop data analysis applications, they recommend they recommend to use Python script compulsory. So data analysis applications, if you want to learn data analysis programming, they used to say compulsory. You just learn Python and starts with data science or data analysis. Even in our sessions also, for your kind information, I'll cover most important data analysis modules like NumPy I am going to cover in our session NumPy, Pandas, Python data analysis, Matplotlib means Python data visualization. This also I'll cover in our sessions. NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib with data analysis programs. And even machine learning persons, ML, artificial intelligence, AI, and IoT, Internet of Things. These areas also we can use Python. So once you learn Python, anywhere we can able to use, no problem at all. Okay. So these are the exact locations where exactly we can use Python script or Python programming. Why Python means to develop a different type of application. I request you, please meet from your side. At the end of the session, I'll give some time to speak with me because this session is going to be completely recording. Only the noise cancellation purpose only I request you meet from your side. There is no reason behind that. Okay, I'll give some time after completion of session. In the meanwhile, while session is going, if you have any doubts, please type in the chat box so that I'll get a message from you. I'll give the answer properly. Okay. Yes. Hope you understand that. So why Python? Which to develop these many applications, we can develop using Python these many applications here. Next, I have to tell some small history of Python. So Python, who developed Python? Who invented Python? Okay. So you know that all people might be. Python was designed and developed. Python was designed and developed by Guido van Rossum. He's the man who invented Python. Python was designed and developed by Guido van Rossum. Okay, and the first version of Python was released in the year of 1991, and the name was selected from TV show. Python name was selected from TV show. Name was selected from TV show. There was a TV show. That TV show name is called Monty Python Circus. Monty Python Circus. The author Guido van Rossum was taken the name from TV show called Monty Python Circus, and he was taken the name from the TV show, and he kept his working title was Python. So that's what it is, a Python programming language. There is no reason behind that. Okay, and Guido van Rossum developed Python language, Python programming language, by taking almost all programming features from different languages. Like for example, functional programming features he was taken from C, object-oriented programming features he was taken from C++, and scripting languages features from Perl script and Shell script, like that. All together, they made one programming language called Python. And Python will have multiple language patterns. Using Python, we can able to write structured oriented. Structured oriented means data structures. We have plenty of data structures are there in Python. And even we can able to write functions, that is functional oriented also. Yes, Python is functional oriented. Function oriented means completely reusability is there. Yes, very good reusability is available in functions. Once we prepare the function with your logic, that functions we can able to recall again and again. So without re-implement the code and rewriting the code, that is possibility is there. And for security reasons, Python is completely object oriented also. Yes, object oriented. So in our session, complete structured oriented will discuss, functional oriented will discuss, and object oriented also will discuss. Complete things will cover. Okay, this is three language patterns will be there in Python. Python is structured oriented as well as functional oriented as well as object oriented here. Okay, so this is Python things. Next, features of Python. What are the fundamentals and basic features? Okay, I'm going to cover these features. So features of Python. Features of Python. This is just basic introduction session. You have to know that exactly what is what. Once I complete this theoretical part, we will enter into programming part. Once I start programming part, then keep on continually. I'll write the code lively, so I'll explain with clearly with editors. So to make setup and to write Python script, Python code, we need some editors. Which editors are required also I'll tell you in most probably next session. I'll cover that. and there are a lot of plenty of editors are there. Okay, which editor is required and which editor through I'll continue the classes also. I'll tell you clearly why I'm going to choose that editor also. I'll tell you clearly the reasons. I'll tell you clearly. Don't worry. So features of Python. First feature is Python is simple and easy to learn. Yes, Python is simple programming language. Why? Because when we read the Python program, you can feel that it's a normal, just general English statements. And compared to other languages, as I said, that Python syntax is very quite simple, and we can write programs with very less number of lines of code compared with other languages. That makes sense. More readability and more simplicity will be there. We can reduce development cost of the project also because we can able to finish quickly the logic part. And most important feature is Python is free and open source. Yes, completely Python is free and open source. Free and open source means what? We can use Python software without any license. It's completely free software. You can go to official website of Python like www.python.org. I'll show you in tomorrow session how to visit that website and how to download Python software and how to install it. Clearly, I'll tell you step by step. And it's completely free and open source. Okay, so its source code is open so that we can able to customize the source code based on our requirement. What the requirement you have in your application, that code, that source code, you can able to customize that. Next, Python is high level programming language. As I said, that high level means you need not to concentrate on low level activities. We are not required to write low level activities code like memory management and security and etc. And most importantly, Python is platform independent or cross platform also you can call it as platform independent or cross platform. Means once we write Python programs, it can be run on any platform without rewriting again and again. It will be run on Unix, it will be run on Linux and Solaris and Mac OS and any other operating system like Windows, no doubt at all. And Python is portability in nature. Portability means what you know? If we change the platform, for example, if I write code in Windows operating system, later my code is shifted into other operating system, then we will not get any real different output. We'll get same output only. Output and the result will be same. That is called portable in nature. Python programs are portable. We can migrate from one platform to another platform very easily. Python programs will provide same result even though when we change the platform, when we shift into the platform, other platform, result will not be different. And next, Python is dynamically typed programming language. It is also one of the important feature, dynamically typed. As you know that if it is dynamically typed, you need not to define any data type while declaring the variable. Whenever we are assigning the value, based on your value only, data type will be allocated automatically. So Python is considered as automatically dynamically typed languages. But in Java or C++ or C languages, we have to declare compulsory data type. We have to decide data type also here. Okay. Next, Python is having huge standard libraries. Yes, this is very important. Huge standard library. As I said that when we install Python software, okay, then it automatically collect all huge standard libraries. It will be installed automatically. Once we get these huge standard libraries, you can use any library, any relevant library according to your application. Then we can easily extend your code. So imagine that there is no relevant libraries. You have to implement that library code and you have to extend the logic into your application. That is typical thing actually. So because of these huge standard libraries only, most of the cases, most of the applications, Python programming is very simple. That's what we will write very less number of lines of code because already predefined things, most of the cases it will come, but only you can extend as a programmer with your logic. So maximum code, maximum contribution will come from libraries and minimum contribution is required from your side only so that you can extend the logic only. Okay. Now these are the basic and important features of Python. Simple and easy to learn, free and open source, high level, platform independent, portability in nature, dynamically typed and huge standard library. Coming to the versions of Python, versions of Python. So what version I'm going to use, I'll tell you now. Versions of Python. First version of Python is 0.9.0 at the time of 1991. Okay. Yeah. Please wait, Mr. Naresh. I'll come to you and I'll discuss with you. No problem. So first version is 0.9.0. Later they come with 1.x, 2.x, 3.x. Okay. But this is the latest version, actually 3.9.0, I think so. We have to check that in the official website, which version is the latest version, 3.9. But 1.x means 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. There are a lot of subversions are there. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, like 3.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3.9. So this is the latest version of Python 3.9. In our session, what new things are there in 3.9? What is not available in these old versions also I'll discuss. But how do you know, sir, what is the latest version? Mean just you can visit official website that I said that go to Google and now you can say simply download Python. You can type it simple download Python. Once you click on download Python, there is official website is available. You can see this www.python.org. You just download Python.org. So you can able to see this. You can see this is the latest version which is available. Download Python 3.9.0. Once you click on this, now you can see within 2 minutes of time, your software is going to be download. That is .exe file. How to install it, I'll tell you in tomorrow session. You don't worry. So how to make the setup and all clearly. So it is very simple to install. Only 2 minutes of time it will take to install this Python software. Okay. So this is the latest version which I'm going to discuss. In its open platform, it is cross platform. You can able to work with the Windows operating system, Linux or Unix, Mac OS, and other operating system. Happily, you can able to work on it. So this is the important software which is required for Python development. No matter after installation of this Python software 3.9.0 version, what editor you are going to use, that you can use, no problem at all. Are you going to Notepad editor, or else are you going to Edit Place? Are you going to use PyCharm editor or Python ideally? There are a lot of editor list is there. You don't worry. I'll explain you clearly which editor is comfortable to practice Python programs. I'll disclose in tomorrow session. So this is just a basic session only. Okay, what is Python? Why Python? What versions are there? What are the features? Okay, what things you have to learn in this session? As I said that this session is completely belongs to core and advanced Python topics will cover, not at all Django. And those who want to learn Django after completion of core and advanced Python, I strongly recommend to learn Django, not before that. Okay, this is our basic introduction session. And now you can have what we can say, you can have option to speak with me. You can any doubts you have, then you can speak with me, no problem. Mr. Naresh is asking, I'm actually electrical student. I don't have any idea about any language. I'm saying that that's what. If you don't have any idea also, no problem. You can happily come forward to learn Python. Undoubtedly, you'll become good at programming once you learn Python. Naresh, I learned Python is useful to me for getting a job. Undoubtedly, undoubtedly. Sure, undoubtedly it will be useful. Now, it is easy to integrate Python programming in DevOps or related apps, and Java apps will be their practice session of coding. Yes, completely. Our session is going to be continuously will happen with coding only. No theoretical part much more. Complete coding only. But we don't know DevOps. DevOps where we can use, that is up to you. So we will teach you complete Python scripts and Python coding. Later you have to decide where to use Python script, how much it is useful in DevOps operations. You have to think about that. But because we don't know DevOps and all. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Mohan, sorry, one other question is, you do
Yeah.
have these daily sessions, but will there be any kind of practice sessions, even for us to really go and try out certain things? Will
Uh,
there be any opportunity?
Practical session means actually the thing is in our session only I'll write complete code in front of you according to topics. But later you can practice yourself. Okay, practical orientation only I'll teach that, not theoretical part. Completely practical. Every topic I'll cover in the practical way. I'll tell you while covering that practical sessions, where do we use that code and script in real time, in according to what situation we can go for that. I'll explain in such a way that. But after completion of sessions, anyway, I'll send that recorded videos. Then through that you can practice yourself and you can enhance the practice also. As it is what I teach in our classroom, same thing you need not to practice. You have to do some R&D on that code. Means
Right. Okay.
you can do your own experiment and you'll become some more logical way.
Hmm. Sure.
Hey, Mohan, I have
Uh,
two questions.
yeah, tell me.
One question is, do you give any assignments? And the second question is like the certification.
What kind of certification means? Are you expecting course complete later or else?
No. In outside, right? Usually, if you go to Oracle, they have their own certification program, right?
That that
So
that
similar to
certification
that,
program. Yeah, yeah. See,
okay,
for sure that for question number one, answer is undoubtedly after completion of session every day I used to give some assignment like one or two examples, one or two questions I'll give, and you should come with the coding in the next session. That is not compulsory, as per your interest only. And that same logic, whatever I have given the assignment task, then we'll discuss in the next day at the end of the session. So assignment is very good practice because if I give assignment to you, then different people will come with a different code. Even I'll come with my code and you should come with your code. Then all together we'll discuss one scenario, one assignment we can write in different structure. That is good practice actually. That's for sure. I'll give daily one assignment, no problem. And coming to the certification part you are asking. So after completion of this course, and we will assist you how to write a certification exam, but we will not provide that kind of things because it should come from Microsoft end only. You should apply voucher and you should get voucher and you should write in online. So for that certification course, some relevant promotoric centers will be there. They will only conduct the sessions, certification examination. And really, you have to participate in that course. You have to write online exam. If you gone through, then you will get credits and you will get certification from Microsoft by default.
okay.
Hmm. Once after
So
completion, you get
when you
basic
say
knowledge. Hmm.
okay, so do so basic knowledge is just enough to write the certification, or
Undoubtedly. So I'll provide those who wants to do certification, interested candidates. If you confirm me, then I'll provide certification material from our durgasoft also. That preparation is quite enough to get a certificate from Microsoft. I'll assist you. Don't worry about that.
okay. So another thing is when you say like a 45 days, right? Is like a 7 days or a 5 days a week?
No, 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So Monday to Saturday, 8 to 9.
Yes, 8 to 9, fixed time. Time will never change.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, hello, Mohan.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, actually, I am a database developer and I am working on SQL Server. I
Hmm.
have 7 years of experience in database development. So, how can Python can help me to grow in my career? Because I wanted to move in, data science part of things, because that
Undoubtedly.
is
Undoubtedly, if you want to move data science, undoubtedly, I strongly recommend. Even I'm not only so. Many people will recommend to learn Python script compulsory because in the data analysis part, you are going to write complete script based on Python only. If you know Python, then only you will move to data science. Otherwise, it's not possible. It will be helpful compulsory. So
so.
because
If
lot of
yeah, if any person having working and can they move in another technology like data science or data analysis kind of things, because I am working on core SQL Server and ETL kind of things.
why not? Why not? Why not? So I think so. You can able to move. Your interest is in that only. So anyway, you have a database knowledge, strong knowledge. So data analysis is very what it will be become very easy for you. I think so because you have strong knowledge on data, how to make that joins and the tables and creations and complete overall knowledge you have. No, so you will become easily data analysis part that is easy for you. But before that. To make the data visualization, to make the data analysis, Python script is required. That's what you are going to learn script, Python script. So this code only they can use, you can use into data analysis because Python is having strong data structures like list kind of structure, string kind of string manipulations, okay, tuple manipulation, dictionary things. That all will come to your data analysis part. But without learning Python, if you go data analysis tools, again you can think that what is this list and what is this string and all. We will teach you in a such a way that here. So prerequisite compulsory data analysis programmers, Python is compulsory required.
Okay.
So,
You can able
is
to do no problem at all.
so is the Python is a data prep tool? I mean, the scripting tool.
Undoubtedly, Python. So not only Python is data extracting tool or something. As I said that no, you can use any aspect of Python. So if you want to go for pure programming part, you can write Python program. Or if you want to fetch the data from database with web development, you can use Python. Gaming application, any aspect you can use. But only the thing is, Python is having huge library. Which libraries are needed for your relevant application? That libraries you can import it and you can implement the logic. For example, I want to write data analysis code using Python. These modules I can import. I want to data visualization. Suppose I have database is having 100 records. If we show 100 records to you, you can't understand what is there. But at the same 100 records, with that 100 records, if I make that visualization with a diagrammatic representation, so easily we can able to recognize what kind of data is there with the diagrammatic representation. That we can do with matplotlib. It's a library. It's one of the library. Using this library, you can able to visualize the data in effective manner with colors and combination. Any diagram, bar chart, pie chart, you can able to visualize. Visualization will be impact more compared to uh, theoretical data what we represent. So that kind of libraries will be there. All are related to Python plugin.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions? After completion of Python only, if you want to learn Django, you can learn Django is better for development side. Okay, but Django is not for all. I said that clearly. Those someone is trying to go for data analysis, then for them I strongly recommend only Python script. No need to learn Django. Or else someone wants to become complete full stack development in Python. So for them, I strongly recommend Django web development also after completion of Python. Okay.
So in
So
fact,
that's all.
Django or what do you call it? So this Django and the Python together will make a stronger combination. We'll have more
Now,
options.
yeah, you have more options. Then apart from what we can say, where so if you don't want to use your Python script, any other technologies like as I mentioned, that
Hmm.
testing or data analysis or ML or AI or IoT, I don't want to use in this area. I want to become full-fledged Python development means you can go for Django. But
Okay.
someone's need is what exclusively they want to use Python script in network. Already they are networking programmers. They are into networking development and they need Python script for making automation of their network things. Then they can
Hmm.
learn Python. They'll use that Python networking modules only in this area. And someone wants to write test cases. Already the person is in the testing department only. They need
Hmm.
write some script of Python. Then they'll learn Python only. That Python script they can use in the testing department like that.
Okay. It's so primary. One other thing is, as somebody already asked a question. So
Mm.
this Python is also be very useful when we are trying to go towards data sciences and data analysis, right? There it will be a much handy
Yes,
programming language to know.
yes. Mainly that nowadays the trending is going because of data analysis and data
Exactly.
science only. Yes,
Hmm.
because of that only the people are more coming forward to learn Python. But even though only Python development jobs also are there plenty in outside apart from data analysis. So nowadays the slowly IT people are asking Python programmers more compared to basic programmings like what they are using initially C, C++, Java or something.
Right. So in your this 45-day course, right? Do you have any kind of references to this data science or data analysis? Just for example, how Python is can be used in this
Uh,
data
that, that
sciences?
that's the reason actually. So because I am not a data scientist, data
Hmm.
analysis trainer, so that's the reason I will cover for just before going to data analysis. I'll cover
Okay.
some basic modules like pandas, matplotlib, numpy, how
Hmm.
data we can analyze and how data visualization. That much I can able to cover within
Okay.
2 to 3 sessions in data analysis.
Fine. Fine. Okay.
Anyway, after learning Python, if you go for data analysis class, they'll teach in a more effective way with visualization and all. Again, these models will cover there also.
Right. Right.
Before that,
Okay.
I'll yeah.
Okay.
So that's all about today. So we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow will starts with coding part of Python. Before that coding, I'll tell you how to make the setup and installation process, and we'll starts with basic coding and all. Tomorrow onwards we'll discuss. Okay, you can join
Okay.
same link tomorrow also. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow
Cool.
at same time.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.